Hello, good evening, welcome to the Spider's Web once again. We're going to have a different angle on this one. So I found a little bit of hard work yesterday trying to do the Castle Ravenloft video. So we're going to do a slightly different angle. We've got our start tile, which is on this for this mission the standard start tile that you get. It's a double tile. Obviously there's no markings on there apart from the steps leading down to the dungeon. On this one, slightly different. I'm taking this from the bottom. Instead of having the skull design on it, you've got like a smoke or like a burn effect there, and that's where new monsters are spawned. I'm going to place that a little bit in, so I've seen that tile. We also have, again, the 20-sided dice. I'm using a different dice this time as well. I'm using the black one that comes with Castle Ravenloft. In Wrath of Ashardalon we have two different effect types. We have poisoned and dazed. And the difference between these and the one that we used in Castle Ravenloft is the ones in Castle Ravenloft, at the end of your next hero phase, they were used up. These ones, you take one, for instance the poisoned, you take one damage at the start of your hero phase, and you discard the marker at the end of your hero phase if you roll 10 plus. This one is dazed and you can only move or attack, you can't do both. But with that one, at Castle Ravenloft, you discard this marker at the end of your hero phase. Okay, that's tiles done. Got the stack of dungeon tiles all set up ready for the adventure. I'll tell you more about that when we get round to gameplay, but we have a nice stack of tiles there. We have the monster tiles. Remember those? Yes, hope these ones do us better than Castle Ravenloft. And we have the encounter tiles. Nice deck of those. We also have the treasure tiles that I keep forgetting about. We have a bit further up, if I move my tripod, we have our collection of monsters. We have the main monster, which in this case is Mirak, the Kobold Dragon Lord, and that's him. Not a very big model. This time I will be playing as Vistra, the dwarf fighter, and she, for she is female, has an armour class of 17. She has, as you can see, 8 hit points, a speed of 5 and a surge value of 4. With this one, cast Iron Stomach, you get a +5 bonus to rolls to end the poisoned condition, which is handy. All I need to do is roll 5. And the powers, I can use the following. As standard I can use the Dwarven Resilience, and then I can use 1 fighter utility power, 2 fighter at will powers, and 1 fighter daily power. So let's have a look at those cards. My Dwarven Resilience, the one that I can use anyway, is this one, and it says use this power during your hero phase. Instead of moving, you regain 4 hit points. That'll be handy. The other daily power I'm going to be using is Into the Fray, and it says, I hope you can read this, place your hero adjacent to any hero within 2 tiles of you and attack 1 adjacent monster. And that is, as you can see, an attack of +7, and it gives a damage of 3, and if you miss, a damage of 1. My utility power I'm using is Inspiring Advice. and it says, use when a hero misses a monster with an attack. The hero re-rolls the attack. If the attack misses, do not flip this card over. So that's that one come in handy. And the two that I can use over and over and over again, charge, one of that is hers though, and that's move up to your speed, then attack one adjacent monster, and it attacks with a +8 and causes 1 damage. And Sure Strike, which is attack one adjacent monster with an attack of +11, and it gives a damage of 1. So a little bit stronger than the Dragonborn fighter that we had that we were using in Castle Ravenloft, but it's a different game. The mechanics basically are the same. I'm going to move the tripod back. Okay, that's better. So as I said, the mechanics are the same. When you get to the edge, you can either move twice, or move and attack. If you can't attack anything like now, you'd move to the edge of a tile and then you would attach a fresh tile. You'd still get the white and black arrows on them, so when you turn the tile over, you place the arrow pointing towards the tile edge where you're exploring from. Revealing monsters, as I've gone through before, if you get a white arrow, well, whichever triangle you get on your tile, you will turn a monster card over. But obviously, if you get a black arrow, you get an encounter card, and if you don't get to an edge of a tile, then you will just turn an encounter card over. Obviously, you'd get a treasure card when you defeat a monster. You also get one when you start off. So this is the one I'm going for. This is the first one. In a multiplayer game, I forgot to mention this in Castle Ravenloft, in a multiplayer game, when you get a treasure, you don't have to keep it. You can pass it on to another character, but only if they're on the same tile as you. Anyway, the treasure card I've picked is, oh, that's nice, use at any time, Potion of Recovery. End one condition on your hero or an adjacent hero. Well, that would have to go into my hero. So if I ever get poisoned, I've got the help with the +5 roll, or I can end the condition, but I can end the dazed condition as well on this, even though that ends anyway at the end of my hero phase. I forgot to pick up the healing surges, so I'm just doing that now. I don't know whether I covered these in the last video, so I'm going to go over them again just in case I didn't. I'm hoping as well I do a better job at playing this one than I did in the last one. I made a heck of a lot of mistakes, and the amount of times I've played these games I really shouldn't have, but my memory and concentration, when I'm trying to concentrate on doing this as well as explain things to you, my concentration sort of wavers. But yeah, you get healing surges, which are these. On the back it says you use a healing surge token to revive a hero that has been reduced to 0 hit points. That's basically what you do. So for example, I've been attacked by a model. It's taken my last hit point off me. I then get knocked over. I'm unconscious. I have 2 healing surges. So on my next turn, I use a healing surge. Basically, I just turn it over and I stand up, and that's my turn over with. The more healing surges you use in the game, the easier the game is, because you can keep reviving and reviving and reviving. In a multiplayer game, having 2 healing surges is okay. It's about average. The problem is, these healing surges, it's not one per person, not one per hero. You get 2 healing surges between all 5 heroes. So if both healing surges have been turned over, like so, and the hero gets killed, when it comes back round to that hero, the game ends. The monsters have won, the heroes have lost, because one character has died. Certain missions, possibly, especially in Legend of Drist, I've not actually played that very often. Possibly in some of those, because there's different mechanics in that one. It may be something else, because you can have a team game where it's made up of two teams and they both start at different places and they're trying to perform actions or perform certain tasks. That may make a difference to the healing surge. You may get a healing surge per team. I'm not sure, as I say, I've never played it that way, I don't know. Another thing I failed completely to let you know about in the Castle Ravenloft are these cards you get as well. These are sequence of play cards, and it tells you exactly what you're supposed to do on each turn. So it's on your turn, complete these phases in this order: hero phase, exploration phase, and then villain phase. In the hero phase, if you have 0 hit points, use a healing surge token if one is available. Or, if you don't need to do that, basically what you do is perform one of the following actions. So you can either move and then make an attack and then move, or make 2 moves. So that's the hero phase. You turn it over and it gives you the sequence of play for the exploration phase and the villain phase. So the exploration phase says if your hero occupies a square adjacent to an unexplored edge, go to step 2, which is there, otherwise go to the villain phase. Step 2 is draw a dungeon tile and place it with its triangle adjacent to the unexplored edge, which I've mentioned earlier. And step 3 is draw a monster card and place that monster on the new tile. Where it says see page 7, that's obviously in the rule book. So villain phase we go on to now. If you don't place a tile during your exploration phase, or if you place a tile with a black triangle, draw an encounter card. Step 2, if a villain is in play, activate it. And then step 3, activate each monster and trap you control in turn in the order you do them. So that is what you get, and you'd have that by your card so you can keep an eye on what you're doing. I really wish I'd got mine out last night and had it with me, but I was trying to be clever and play without one. But that's it, I've got it here now, so I can keep a track on what I'm doing as well as what the monsters and everything else are doing. Okay, I think that's basically it. As I said, the game is near enough the same as Castle Ravenloft. Some of the figures have different capabilities. For instance, the Legion Devils, which are these, come on the table in a group of 3, and you only get the treasure card when you've killed the third one, not when you've killed the first. I think it's these little chappies, or it could be this one, I'm not sure, can't remember, but one of these two, if they're on a tile with an unexplored edge, they will call for reinforcements, so you place another tile. Place another tile, pop a monster on. So they can be a bit of a pain. But as I said, there are differences with the game, but not in the basic mechanics of the game. If you watched my Castle Ravenloft video, you've seen how the games play. I'm just doing this just for a bit of fun, more than anything. I'm not alone in doing this one. Rodney Smith in Watch It Played has done a game of this with his son Luke, and there's more than likely loads and loads of videos on this series of games available. But this is what I've decided. This is what I've decided to do. Just do a video series for each of the games because I want to do them. not for any originality, I just want to do them. Right, okay, so I will leave it for this now, and in the next video we'll make a start on the gameplay. So until then, take care, God bless, bye for now.